So we've been experiencing some pretty cold temperatures, at least here in the US, and that's been affecting our sprinkler systems. NFPA 13, 13R, and 13D all require that you maintain your sprinklers system at a temperature above 40 degrees Fahrenheit, or you need to provide some means of freeze protection. One of those allowable means of freeze protection is going to be antifreeze. Now, concerns over combustibility of antifreeze that's used in sprinkler systems kind of arose after a fire that occurred in 2009. And that led to a significant amount of research and activity in standards development to better understand and how to protect against the combustibility of antifreeze and how do we best utilize antifreeze in sprinkler systems. Now, the 2011 edition of NFPA 25 added a sunset requirement that legacy antifreeze solutions be taken out and replaced with a listed antifreeze system or listed antifreeze by September 30th of 2022. So that time has now passed. We do have now requirements in NFPA 13, 13R, and 13D, as well as NFPA 25, requiring the use of a listed antifreeze solution. Listed antifreeze solutions are tested per UL 2901, and they're going to test for a bunch of different things: viscosity, conductivity, toxicity, compatibility with different materials, and most importantly, after a lot of the research that we've done, looking at that firefighting effectiveness. Now, when you're looking at an antifreeze solution to use in a sprinkler system, you need to look at the listing. Now, a lot of antifreezes are going to have listing limitations, such as the minimum temperature that antifreeze can protect to, any specific design pressures, minimum design pressures that you need to have in the system, different volume limitations, as well as different material compatibility. So all of that needs to be looked at. Now, the design standards require that all new systems use a listed antifreeze. Now, there are some exceptions that allow the use of a pre-mixed propylene glycol or glycerin solutions. You need to look in the design standards to see when that might be permitted, but typically the rule is it's got to be a listed solution. And then NFPA 13D and NFPA 25 both require that antifreeze solutions be tested annually. You need to make sure that they're still going to provide the proper acceptable freeze protection. And as part of that annual test, you need to confirm the type of solution that you have and then perform that specific test. Now, there's a lot of kind of new requirements. They've been out for a little bit. They've kind of just been finalized in a lot of the additions of 13, 13R, 13D, and 25. So there's a fact sheet below that kind of summarizes all those requirements, shows you all those exceptions, as well as we created sort of a flow chart that goes through all the steps and the decision making when you're performing that testing on that antifreeze in that system. So go ahead and check that out. I think it's really helpful, kind of highlights all of those requirements and helps you better understand how you can utilize those antifreeze systems.